Welcome to this Excel tutorial where we're going to be breaking down exactly how to create a table just like this in Excel and how to navigate it, that way you can use it to your benefit. So for this example, we're going to create a personal budget in Excel. In cell A1, go ahead and type personal budget, press enter, and now we're going to type in our headings from column A to D. For the first one, we're going to type in index, tab, cost, tab, category, and tab over one more time, and here we're going to type in item. So now let's add a little bit of formatting to our table. For this first row, it contains our header. Let's go ahead and come up here and press merge and center. Now let's choose a fill color. You can press this little arrow next to this bucket here and choose a color that's appealing to you. We'll go ahead and select this one. Now it's tough to see the text, so come up here to your font, select white. Now let's decide how many items are in our budget. So for this case, let's say there's 10. So I'll press 1 in the index, enter, 2, 3, and then you can actually select these cells and press this little box down here and drag it down till you see 10. Now we know that this entire area is what we want to use for our table. You can simply press Ctrl T to generate that table. Now we want this box to be selected because our table does have headers here. So press OK. Now we'll come up here to our table name, select it, and we'll rename this table Personal Budget. Notice that I don't have a space between personal and budget because the table name must contain 0 spaces. You can also change the pre-selected format for the contents of your table. Simply come up here to Table Styles, select the drop-down, and you can select any table design that catches your eye. For this instance, we'll use this. Here you can also select a totals row in case you wanted to see the total cost for your monthly budget. You can do this one of two ways. You can come up here under table design and select total row. You can also press Ctrl-Shift-T to insert the totals row or remove the totals row depending on what you want to do. You will also notice that the totals row will count the rightmost column as its default. For this example, we'll alter this and we'll go ahead and remove this total item. We'll go ahead and select this item and you'll see a little drop down box here. Select it and we want to count the sum of all the costs that we're going to have inside of this column. Now let's say our first cost is $1,500 and that would be for rent, and then we have another $250 here, $65, $35, $300, and I'm just making up numbers as I go along, $100, $256, $120, and $50. Now, if you wish for these values to be displayed as a currency, go ahead and select all of the values and then come up here to this $sign and select it. This will apply an accounting format to these values. Now, for our categories, let's say that this is housing, and these ones as well are associated with housing. Let's say that these two are food. These next two are transportation. And then we'll double click between these two columns to auto fit the column. And then for this one, let's say that this is entertainment. This one is our emergency fund. And this one will be our miscellaneous in case we made any errors up here. And then let's say this first one's rent. This one is electric, water, snacks. This one is general food. This one is insurance, fuel, fun, savings, and buffer. Now, after you have entered in all of these values, you can now sort your table any way you wish. So for instance, let's say you want to figure out what your highest cost items are within your budget. Simply come up here to the cost dropdown, select it, and sort largest to smallest. Now, not only this column, but all the columns within the table are going to be rearranged largest to smallest based on the cost. You can also sort or filter by the category or item as well. And here's the pro tip that we implemented within this tutorial. We put an index column within our table. This index column will allow us to sort smallest to largest and show the original way in which the table was designed when we first inputted all of the values. If you guys found value in this video, please consider subscribing as it really does help the channel grow, and check out one of these other videos as YouTube thinks you will enjoy these next.